welcome to e-Padasala. Today we will discuss the topic psychology of color. First we will see the introduction. The appeal of color is universal. One of our greatest enjoyment in life is our ability to use it aesthetically. It is almost impossible to imagine our world without color. Color removes the monotony of life and enhances the beauty of objects. We can develop color sense through observing and analyzing colored objects. We observe the color of air and earth as a whole. For example, in a landscape, we observe the colors of plants and flowers as a whole in their harmonizing surroundings. Each of us, be it a small child, an adult or an elderly, love to see color. We develop a sense of appreciating color right from childhood. Color thus plays a great role from the beginning of our life. Color leaves an impression of our expression on others. In this module, we discuss the psychology effects, use and application, effects of light upon color, and effects of light upon color. Psychological effect of color. The psychology value of color is very important aspect of the impact of work of art. The sensation which we experience while seeing form and color is a psychological creative process. The eye receives energy information which is sent to the cerebral cortex as nerve impulse. Here the translation of information from the material world appears suddenly. Thus translation comprises our world of visual experience which is overpowering, three-dimensional and colorful. To a professional color consultant, the psychological conscious and subconscious reactions to color balance for objects and space from the color available. It is evident that use of colors can create sudden changes in our environment. So the choice of color not only reflects our personality and taste but also creates an emotional feeling about our home. Listed below are the psychological properties of the some commonly used colors. First is yellow. This is the color of sun and artificial light, has an effect of cheerfulness, gaiety, optimism, sympathy, warmth and crispness. Then red. Red is the color of fire and blood. It is the expressive of heat, stimulation, activity, richness, splendor and dignity, power, movement, aggression, boldness and love. Then orange. Orange is associated with life and most vivid. It expresses energy, spirit, hope, courage and cordially. Blue. It is the color of clear skies and deep water and so is associated with coolness. It expresses distance, soothing to the nervous, depressing, truth, calmness, reserve, formality and lack of sympathy. Green. Green is the color of grass, leaves and naturally suggests rest, cool, refreshment, symbolically rebirth and suggestive of hope. Brown. It is the most useful of all colors. It has traditionally associated with ideas of humility, tranquility and gentleness. Violet. Violet is associated with heroism and passion, mystery, dignity, reflection and pomp. It has the soothing influence. Then pink. Pink, slightly stimulating, could be used in mosses in bedroom and nursery. Then it is white. White is the psychological feeling of clarity, luxury, delicacy, feminine, peace, honesty, reliability and trust. Black. Black suggests mystery, wisdom, solidity and sophistication. Then grey. It is produced by mixing of black and white, so it may be warm or cool. It expresses the feeling of gentle or maturity and experience. So next we will discuss about the color uses and applications. Color coordination is magical. For uses and application of color, one can create any atmosphere or mood by studying and understanding the principles of color harmony. These principles have been studied intently by philosophers, scientists and artists. From this were developed several formalized color schemes including the related color and contrasting color harmonies. So the color harmonies are divided into mechanical and non-mechanical. Mechanical color scheme is then subdivided into related color harmony and contrast color harmony. Related color harmonies are then divided into monochromatic, analogous and neutral. Then contrast color harmonies are subdivided into complementary, double complementary, split complementary and triad. Then next is non-mechanical color scheme. It is subdivided into ready-made color scheme and natural based. Natural based is subdivided into landscape based, natural object based. First we will see about the nature based color scheme. Nature provides bountiful ideas and these can be utilized successfully to make a variety of color schemes and harmonies. We can divide nature based color scheme into two categories as landscape based and nature object based. Landscape based color schemes. If we observe the color of sea, sky, clouds, mountains, land covered with plants and trees, and earth or barren land, we find that they do not have sour color and are large in areas. The sky occupying the largest area is light blue. Water in the sea, river, canal also has the reflection of the same light blue. Mountains are generally covered with either snow or light brown. Trees and plants covered with green leaves. Earth is of dull brown or ochre color and trees are green. But with all this, one will find a fantastic variety of flowers, fruits, birds, insects, reptiles, animals, fish, etc. in bright color combinations, though these are small in size. Then, nature object based color schemes. Nature has created various creatures with variegated color schemes. Observe a butterfly or a fish or a flower. This will give a cue to a color scheme. A butterfly might give a color scheme of lemon, golden yellow, brown, black and white, or a flower might lead to a color scheme of lilac and white punctuated with violet and green. A Fanta might decide a color scheme of black and white and with the accent provided by brown, or a rose will give two distinct colors, red and green. While we find green covering larger areas or leaves and stems, and red is seen in smaller flowers. The yellow pollens and some dry brown twigs provide accents and backgrounds respectively. Then we will discuss about the mechanical based color schemes. So mechanical based color scheme included harmonies of related color and harmonies of contrasting colors. First we will discuss the harmonies of related colors. They are based on either a single hue or a series of analogous hues and promote harmony and unity. According to this criterion, the following are the related color scheme, that is monochromatic, analogous, neutral color schemes. First is monochromatic color scheme. Monochromatic means of one color. Under this scheme, only one hue and its different values and intensities are used. The popular scheme of peach, brown and orange is truly monochromatic scheme. An example is red can be used with its various intensities giving vermilion, caramel, crimson, etc. and various values in high key giving ops red, peach, plus tint, Indian red, brown, etc. Monochromatic color scheme can easily and successfully used for large rooms. The color scheme is the simplest and easiest use for any beginner in interior decoration. Then analogous color scheme. Analogous color scheme is one that combines colors that are adjacent to one another in the color wheel. In this color scheme, colors situated next to each other on the color wheel of Frank color system are used. It generally uses one color as its major force with the two neighboring colors as secondary force. Example, yellow with yellow green and green or blue with blue green and blue purple. Analogous color scheme is much more interesting than a monochromatic color scheme. Then neutral color scheme. The neutrals are black, white and grey, but in interiors wheat, peach, off-white and the high values of each hue are also considered as neutrals. As they do not represent any single color, they all can safely be used in neutral color schemes. The neutral colors such as brown with an accent color for breaking the monotony can be used in this color scheme. Color schemes built entirely around neutrals are very restful, but texture and pattern must be used to prevent the design from becoming dull, boring or monotonous. Therefore, this color scheme should be used in limited areas or for limited periods in any room. The neutral schemes became popular because of its adaptability to both traditional and contemporary style. Black and white schemes are highly dramatic because of their strong contrast. For example, a scheme could be developed with more than 2/3 of area with white and less than 1/3 with black. Such a color scheme should be always be used with caution and in limited areas. Then we will say about the contrasting color scheme. Under the contrasting color scheme, first we will discuss the complementary color scheme. It is based on two colors found opposite to each other in the color wheel. These colors need not necessarily be used in their pure, and they can be used in many values or intensities to have variety. A complementary color scheme can be developed from a monochromatic color scheme actuated with the complementary color or an even balance of two colors. The complementary colors are yellow and purple, red and green, blue and orange, yellow green and red purple, blue green and red orange, blue purple and yellow orange. Thus, in all, they make 6 complementary color schemes. A complementary color scheme is a stimulating, vivid and bright color scheme. It provides a combination of both warm and a cool color, thereby result in a balanced combinations. Then, double complementary color. This color scheme is somewhat similar to a complementary color scheme, the only difference being of the colors used, 2 in a complementary and 4 in a double complementary. If a narrow X is superimposed on the color wheel, then there will be 2 sets of complementary colors with which to work. 2 adjacent colors and their complements when used together form double complementary harmonies, like the combination of purple and red purple with yellow and yellow green. The color scheme is exciting, lively and sophisticated. Besides, it also provides more variety than a simple complementary color scheme. Since this color scheme provides a combination of both warm and cool colors that can be successfully used in any room size, whether big or small. They provide a good background in a nursery or a child's room. They are also ideal for use in common rooms like living or a lounge. Some of the examples of the double complementary color schemes are yellow and yellow orange with purple and blue purple, yellow orange and orange with blue and blue purple, orange and red orange with blue and blue green, red and red purple with green and yellow green. Then third one is split complementary. In this color scheme, one color is combined with the 2 colors on each side of its complements. One might select a hue and combine it with the colors that are on either side of its complement, as though placing a narrow angled Y on the color wheel. This provides 3 colors to work. An odd number of colors combined together always yield a good effect as a color scheme in a room. By varying their intensities and values, some interesting combinations can be worked out. For example, if orange is chosen, the split complements used are blue-green and blue-violet, and these colors in varying values and different textures would provide variety in their use, similarity. The following combinations also be worked out to prepare split complementary color schemes. Yellow with blue purple and red purple, yellow green with purple and red, green with red purple and red orange, blue green with red and orange. Then final one is triads. An equilateral triangle placed on the prank color wheel will point to 3 equidistant colors that form the triad. Turning the triangle will point out different combinations. In the prank color chart, there is a primary triad. When the 3 primary colors fall at the tips of the triangle, red, blue and yellow, and the secondary triad, green, orange and purple, there are 2 intermediate triads, yellow, orange, blue, green and red, purple, and other is yellow, green, blue, purple and red, orange. Triads are the richest of all color harmonies if well used, but there are the ones which need most careful treatment. In intense tones, such combinations might be suitable for the playroom or a nursery room because these are closing colors. The combination becomes the one that is often found in elegant rooms. Procedure for making a color scheme for a room. The general procedure for preparing a color scheme is as follows. First one is consider the color scheme for the adjoining rooms. Decide on the background color. Procure samples of fabrics, wallpapers and paints. Select a color scheme from a fabric, wallpaper or picture. Plan the color proportions, large, medium or small areas. Plan the values of color, chosen hues, light and dark. Plan the variations in intensities of the chosen hues, bright or grade. Draw floor plan locating the furniture as areas to be colored. Draw wall plans locating areas for draperies and furniture. On the plans, write color names and paint the colors. Collect the necessary materials. execute the plan. Uses and application of colors for different rooms. First is entrance hall. The entrance hall often has much the same type of coloring as the living room, although in larger houses it is frequently more impersonal and dignified in color than the living room. In an apartment or small house where an entrance hall is only the passageway, it should be decidedly decorative and colorful. Since a hall has very little furniture, interest should be provided by colorful treatment of floors or walls. Then living room. A living room should express cheer and hospitality along with restfulness and relaxation. Therefore, its color scheme needs to be cheerful but not overstimulating, and characterful but not obtrusive. Fairly light, warm colors are usually the most desirable for living rooms, except in tropical home or summer homes, where a simple color scheme such as white walls and a blue ceiling and floors is refreshing. In a living room, it is desirable to keep the color interest and contrast on the general level of the occupants and the furnishings, and not on the floors, walls or ceilings. Then dining room. In a formal home, is naturally in the same character as the house, so its color scheme is conservative and dignified. Colors such as lattice green, shrimp pink, butter yellow, lemon yellow, watermelon rose or tomato red have refreshing and delicious implications. The addition of white is desirable, particularly if the white is used on the table. Kitchen. A kitchen color scheme should be cheerful, light and bright. Cool colors are thought to counteract the heat of cooking. The color of the sink, range and refrigerator, which should all be alike, must be the basis for the color scheme. When these three articles are white or pale grey, they are most easily fitted into the room design. Bedroom. A bedroom color scheme is usually more personal than any other. Its dominant colors might well be the favorite color of the occupant. A master bedroom used by both husband and wife should contain color express of both. A man's room or the boy's room should be masculine with the rich, characterful colors, possibly combined with natural wood. A woman's room or girl's room should be bright and feminine and harmonious with their own coloring. A pretty, colorful room helps to develop girls' personality. Children's rooms are often finished with colored decorations placed at the children's eye level. Bathroom. Bathroom walls and fixtures should usually be white for hygienic and as well as aesthetic reason. In general, colored fixtures have proved to be tiresome. However, one bright, clear, positive color is needed in a bathroom. It should be used on the floor or on the upper wall, on the ceiling, and in towels, mats, curtains, and shower curtains. Bathrooms are often decorated in colors that suggestive water, like green, blue, violet, or grey. Games room. Color scheme should be bold and vigorous. The whole effect should be amusing with colorful background, supplying interest since furniture is scarce. The wall might be painted in a warm, bright, solid color such as coral or lemon yellow, or two walls might be painted in stripes, checks, or plates. Mural painting suggesting a circus, a ship, or a garden might be effective. In planning the color for a whole house, it is better to begin by sketching each room. Separate sheets can be prepared for each room, and a rough sketch of its shape, window placements, and furniture arrangements can help to provide the base for filling them with suitable colors using pencils or crayons. Once this is done for every room, they can be spread on the floor in sequence. A close analysis will give an idea about the strength and mistakes in the scheme. The sketch can then be redone to remove the mistakes. Then next we will see about the effect of light upon color. Light is an important element in determining the beauty and comfort of the home. The basic function of the lighting arrangement is to illuminate the form and space of an interior environment. It allows its user to undertake and perform various activities in a comfortable and efficient manner. Thus, good lighting design is a factor to determine not only its aesthetic aspect but also its functional efficiency. Similar to color and lighting, walls and ceilings in a room contribute in designing the interiors. They provide a major aesthetic background on which the additional factors for decoration can be placed. Besides providing safety and insulation against climatic changes and dampness, they prove to be status symbols on account of the elaborate decorations on the walls and ceilings of the house. In the absence of light, there is darkness, and therefore no color is made visible. Thus, color and light are closely related. Incandescent lighting has a yellowish tint, whereas the fluorescent tube generally impart a bluish cast. Both the intents of artificial light and its source, whether incandescent or fluorescent, tend to distort colors. When one needs to select some color, one should try it under natural light as well as in home lighting conditions, since most shops use bright commercial fluorescent lighting as a rule. Considering architectural features, light is incredibly important when choosing color for the room, and one should consider with which direction the room faces and whether it has a receiving lot of sunlight. Natural light colors varies according to both the quality and type of natural light, and the same color can often appear quite different from to room. Determining the direction of the room will help to understand what level of natural light it receives. First is north-facing room. North-facing rooms can be challenging to decorate, as light from the north is cooler and harsher. These rooms receive sunlight throughout the most of the day, so avoid using bold and cool colors. South-facing rooms receiving very little natural sunlight throughout the day, so may appear cooler. Using colors with the warmer feel like red, yellow and orange with a mix of incandescent lighting to bring out the warm tones. South-facing rooms are joy to decorate. East-facing rooms. It receives sunlight in the morning and will appear cooler as the day wears on. Think about using incandescent lighting to create a warm atmosphere in the evening. Then west-facing rooms. It seems to cooler in the mornings but will receive sunlight as the day wears on. White will really enhance both natural and artificial light in west-facing rooms. Depending on the level of natural light a room receives, need to consider the color and lighting scheme according to the mood would like to set. The most important thing we need to understand is that black, dark colors absorb the light and the white and light colors reflect it. If a room receives a little natural light, can use lighter color to try and reflect what little it gets. Then next is effects of color upon color. The colors lying opposite to each other in the color chart are called complementary or contrasting colors. Complementary colors are yellow versus purple, red versus green and orange versus blue. Sometimes the effect of one color upon another is so strong that in the eye of the observer non-existent hues will appear. After gazing at the color for about half a minute, a new color called after image may be produced. The after image is complement of the original hue and can change the appearance of one is looking at it. This is because of the fact that when the sensitive nerves of the eye, which permit us to see color, become tired of looking too long at a hue, the nerves register the color less vividly. The original color becomes duller and an impression remains in the eye of its complementary color. Similarly, if one looks fixedly at the spot of bright orange color for about half a minute and then looks at white surface, a bluish green spot will appear on the white surface. So, now we will see the conclusion. Color is one of the most fascinating tools to work with in decorating. It can do wonders if used with imaginations. Color is often the decorator's favorite element, probably because it is important in establishing the mood and the personality of the home. Color brings an atmosphere into our homes through a few conscious choice of few fashionable color accent. So, color is the most significant in decorating interiors as it removes the monotony of life and enhances the beauty of the house.